Second.
In Parashat Vayishlach, it says, Vayomer Lo Yaakov Yamer Od Shimcha Ki Im Yisrael Ki Sarita Melokim V'im Anashim Batuchal. This is where Yaakov Avinu's name was changed. Now there's something odd about this. What's odd? It's later on in also Vayishlach. This was in chapter Lamed Bet 32, Pasuk Kaftet 29. Now when you get to, so you can look this up, Lamed Hey 35, Pasuk Yud 10, it says like this, Vayomer lo Elokim, Hashem said to him, Shimcha Yaakov, your name is Yaakov, Lo yikare od Shimcha od Yaakov, your name will no longer be Yaakov, Ki im Yisrael yeshem elecha, because Israel will be your name. And then he says, Vayomer lo Elokim, Hashem tells him, Ani kel shakai, I am Hashem, Pre urve, like Puruvu, you shall multiply. Goyu kal goyim yesh mimeka, umelachim mechalatzecha yetzeu, an important line. And kings, umelachim mechalatzecha, from your loins, yetzeu will come out. Okay, we're going to get to that almost like a punchline. What's going on here? What's strange? When Abraham and Sarah had their names changed, you know, it's also Yehoshua, he came from Hoshea ben Nun, it was called Yehoshua. They only say it once. Hashem tells them one time.
Nice.
What's this 2 times over here for? He told them already.
First
He told them
angel,
here.
No. First was the angel.
Okay,
no?
good. We'll get to that. Very good. There's 2 times, at least in the Torah, that is showing the name change. So let's kind of find what might be some differences of the 2. So one, like you said, the first one was done by the angel. Which angel? The Sar of Esav, which is the Satan himself. Esav's archangel, which is the Satan. He called Yaakov Yisrael. Now later, Hashem decided to do the same thing. So that's an answer. But now we have to ask, so why is all that happening? Why does it have to be twice like that? So we understand why it's twice, because 2 people did it. You know, I mean, one angel and Hashem. But why is that happening? You know, what's the logic of having that to be, what's the unfolding of the story? Also, when you learn Torah, you're supposed to learn it in its time and in our time. This story of Yaakov's name change is also in our time. So we're going to see that this principle of this which is happening now too. So first, let me show you this. What was happening when Yaakov's name was changed? He was fighting the angel, if you remember. It says, "Vaye'avek ish imo ad alot hashachar." The man was fighting with him until dawn. Now, avak, well, okay, without getting into that, avak also can be avodah zarah, because avak is the dust. Abraham Avinu made the angels, the 3 angels who he thought were 3 Arabs, to wipe their feet from the dust, because they were worshipping the dust. So dust is like avodah zarah. So it means they were fighting about avodah zarah. That's what the fight was. It was a fight about avak. He wanted to try and get him into idolatry, and he didn't want to. Yaakov was strong, and he didn't fall for it, whatever the fight was. Now, we've been going through, the Goyim have been trying to get us to, you know, be falling for all kinds of religions for 2,000 years. Right? That's like the avak. This is the fight. The fight of the night is the fight of exile. We're in the night, in the dark night, which is the exile. But at dawn, when the morning comes, dawn comes, that's already the time where the Mashiach comes. So the fight is from the night until the dawn, which means the whole exile is a fight of the Goyim trying to change us, or destroy us, to kill us even. Either way, because he was trying to kill him too. I mean, it's avodah zarah, but that would kill him. So it was really almost to give him a death sentence too. So what happened now? Right at the end of Alot HaShachar, it says he got him. The angel got him. He got him in the Kaf Hayarech, which we say, right? And we can't eat the Gidan Asher, which is the sinew.
He hit him in the leg.
Right. And he got him. And there was a blemish or whatever was there, and it says, Ada Yom Hazeh, until today we don't eat from the Gidan Asher because of that. So what might we say? Where did they get us? Because again, take it down back to us in our generation. Where did the Goyim get us at the end, if it's already Yemot HaMashiach? So we could say a good punch that they got us at the end was the Holocaust. The Holocaust was like the last punch that they got us a little bit, and it was the end, because it's really Mot HaMashiach. Now look how beautiful this unfolds. What happened after the punch in Yaakov Avinu's time? He called him Israel. Now after our punch, we were called Israel also. Okay? Right, so let's see, and then we're going to get to part B. Okay? But what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that is, what kind of an Israel is this? The Israel is filled with what's called Erev Rav, the mixed multitude, which is Jews who are irreligious and trying to undermine the Judaism. Not so much the country, they're trying to undermine the Judaism. The people in charge of the government. We won't get into politics here, but you have to say what you have to say in certain levels. Even this is not something that is not good to say. They say it themselves. They don't want the religion. They want culture. They want things like that. This is not something that you have to hide. They say this outright. So what does that mean? What kind of an Israel is that? So you have to know. This is how it happened. Now, of course, we don't have a source for this because it's our times. Not like there's a hidden midrash about this. It happens now. Actually, there could be a hidden midrash, but there's no midrash that we know of. But according again to Rabbi Kessin that I heard, Rabbi Mendel Kessin this time, he says that there's a concept out there called shochad l'satan, bribing the Satan. Now we know on Yom Kippur we bring the Azazel, the goat that goes over the cliff, has to do with bribing the Satan. He gets his due and then he leaves us alone. Whatever all the Kabbalah and that is. But that's the idea. There's such a thing. Another way of that is, since Hashem has to deal with justice because he made it, not because he has to, but because he makes the system, so he's going to follow the system. That is the Satan who's in charge of that system. If the Jews are sinning, it's too bad. You can't get Mashiach. It's just too bad. You got to bring him. You got to do mitzvot and do teshuvah and bring him. Otherwise, my hands are tied, Hashem says. He voluntarily ties his hands, but he ties his hands. And the Satan gets to do whatever he does for all these thousands of years. So all of a sudden, the Holocaust came and left. Of course, there's aftermath, but at least the part where it finished, at least finally. Now we're meriting to get the Geulah and the state of Israel. It's like it came, now's the time. But the Satan says, but they're not worthy. Even though all this killing and that, it made a big kapara, which was whatever in Hashem's plan he did. But still, for whatever reason, we didn't merit worthy-wise to bring it. And what's the proof? Because it's not here. We're not going to say God is not just, so it's not here. There's a reason. We're still doing the last % of what needs to be done. But it means you can't get it. So the Satan was saying, don't give him Israel. They don't get it yet. So Hashem said, you know what? I'll make a deal with you. Let's bring it down. Let's give them Israel. But I'll let your guys take over. Meaning you'll take Israel. I'll at least bring it down to them. Let them say that they got it. I'll give it to them as a gift. But they won't kind of have it yet. Your guys will have it. The people who want to destroy Torah will have it. Now why is that good? Because somehow, without getting into this, just to have it down is better than having it up there, because it's harder to drag it down later. It's better to be here and switch hands. Somehow that's easier. Whatever all that means. More getting into that. So that's what Hashem did. He brought it down, and right away it went to that kind of a government. We didn't really get it. What's the point of getting Israel if we didn't get our hands on it? And this is the whole Yom HaAtzmaut fight. Some people say, don't celebrate Yom HaAtzmaut. Some say, do celebrate Yom HaAtzmaut. They get mad at each other. How could you? How can't you? It's because it's like, we got Israel, but we didn't get Israel. So it's true, there's a fight. It's a contradiction. We got it, but we didn't get it. So both sides are kind of right. But I want to show you where this is coming from the Torah's standpoint. It's not just something went wrong. There's not a mix-up going on here. This is from the Torah. Who called Yaakov Israel the first time? The Satan himself. Which means evil called him Israel. Meaning evil gets his hands on his name, so to speak, in the beginning. You see? Like the UN, they called it. Britain called it. It's like the nations called it.
That's why they want it back, right?
But we're waiting now for the time where Hashem will call it. When Hashem, with his speech, will say, your name is Israel. Now that's it, all bets are off. Tum'ah flies out of there like you didn't even see them. And all the Kiddushan, Tahara, pure and holy things will take over the land. There's a two-step process in the Torah. That's why there's a two-step process in our day. Now, why should that be? Okay, that's already deeper questions. Maybe more than what I said. The Torah is infinite. But at least we're showing that there's not something crazy going on here, something that has no rhyme or reason. It has much rhyme and reason. We're doing exactly, or what's happening to us is exactly what happened in the Pesukim. First the Satan called us, but he has his hands on it, that's why it's from him. But then Hashem calls us Israel. And what did I say the punchline was? And we'll end from here. Chaim Tovim. It says, when Hashem called him Israel, he said, Umlachim mechalatzecha yetzeu, and kings from you will come out. Which kings? Melech HaMashiach. Kings. So Hashem is saying, when I will finally give the name, and I'll say, let there be Israel, now it's time for the kings to come out. So that's what we're waiting for, Bezrat Hashem.